everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress of a podcast about movies, TV shows, video games, and lots of pop culture nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'll be one of your hosts today, and with me, per usual, we got New Reliable, aka Brian, aka Mr. Negative on a Dragon Ball Z arc, and we also have, for I don't even know, months, 6 months, a month.
6 months.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but Alex,
Here I
the
am.
dad, is here.
Here I am.
Hello.
Still awake.
Yeah. How you guys feeling?
We're just phoning in today.
Not too shabby.
Not too shabby. I'm glad. I got some people have energy. I don't know what that's like right now.
I can relate.
But
to
we're
that.
here. Yeah.
Good to see you guys, though. Good to be back.
For sure.
Yeah, glad to have you. This should be a fun one. Lots of fun stuff to talk about. So with that, should we hop into our first segment of the week, guys?
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
News talk.
All right. Well, listeners, there was some news, but a lot of that is going to be throughout this main topic that we'll kind of do in a hybrid because there's too much gaming news to just do it in the main topic. So we're going to kind of intersect it. And so it's going to be quick news. And these were both things that were from the main topic, but we'll count them as news because we want to enter the trailer park. So we want to hear the sound cue. So here we go.
Mob Spaghetti.
I can't even do it. It's
Ryan's giving up.
something racist. I don't know.
First trailer came out of Summer Game Fest for The Witcher Season 3, a.k.a.
Ooh.
maybe the last season of The Witcher. No, they'll make Season 4, and then maybe it'll end after that.
It's probably going to be somebody else or something, right?
It is somebody else, which is why I think that might be the last one.
I think
Right.
Who
their
knows?
biggest problem was releasing that it wasn't going to be Henry Cavill too early. I think they should have definitely kept that close to the chest for as long as possible and maybe told us after this started airing. Because for someone that hasn't even started watching, I've watched maybe 2 episodes of the first season. I have no interest in watching this show ever again because of what's happening. I already know that what I'm going to get is a lesser product after this season, which it sounds like they're putting it in 2 parts. And
Right.
that doesn't sound interesting to me. And then it's going to get canceled
Oh,
because
weird.
it's Netflix. So it's like,
Yeah.
what's the point?
Yeah.
I will say I haven't seen any of it because I love the Witcher games, but I personally didn't feel like the TV series looked very good. Like the quality and just the storytelling just looked not as
Mhm.
high quality as the video games and the books have been. But something about this 3rd season looked pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it looks the most action-packed. There obviously is still some Netflix CGI-ness towards some of these shots where I'm like, yeah, I forgot this is still Netflix. But other than that, yeah, no, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I've still been a fan-ish of the first 2 seasons. I quite enjoy it. I'd read the book, so it's interesting. But I think my low expectations might help just going into this season 3. Also, just off the back of that, the changing it, the main character after this is just like, oh,
And
yeah.
that's why I think this will either be the most watched season or the least watched season. There's no in between.
Right.
This will not do okay. This will do either really, really well or
Mhm.
horribly. And then there won't be a 4th season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Time will tell. I am rooting for them, even though I don't really think I'm gonna watch it still. Wish them the best.
I think Henry Cavill should get his job back.
Yeah, won't happen though. It's
All
all
right,
right.
there's other issues other than just planning and scheduling issues.
Yeah.
So.
Next trailer. This also came out of Summer Game Fest. It's not really a trailer. It's more like a clip. It's from the Twisted Metal show that's coming. I don't know.
That's a no for me, dog. Yeah. Nope.
This looks fucking atrocious. This looks horrible.
Looks like a nightmare.
What is Anthony Mackie doing? Why is Will Arnett the fucking ice
The
cream
voice.
It
Yeah.
feels like a lot of people lost a bet, and now we have this show.
It feels like a lot of people didn't play the fucking video games. I don't know. I'm just very confused on what these characters are supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing and why they
Yeah.
decided to go the humorous route. When I think it would be a really interesting horror genre, to be honest. And you can still put humor in that, but this feels... It's like the lighting doesn't even feel right. The lighting is so bright and colorful and
I mean,
fun
it looks
and-
kind of cheap, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
Again, with the humor route, it might be funny because I'm not gonna lie, I got a bit of a chuckle when they're singing the thong song like back and forth, some call and response shit. But everything else, I was like, what is this? I don't know what this
Right.
is. This looks, oh boy. Oh boy.
And maybe
oh
it'll be so
boy.
bad that it's at least interesting. So maybe that'll be something. It'll be worth something.
Right.
The jokes are already better than the Velma show, so they got that going for them.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch this. One, because I don't have Peacock. 2, because I don't care about Twisted Metal. But I hope it's decent for the people that care.
Well, I have Peacock and I like Twisted Metal, so I'll keep you guys updated.
Roger that.
There we go. All right, that is the news. That's the Trailer Park listeners. Guys, shall we continue the conversation into our main topic of the week?
Let's go.
I'm ready for all these video games I'm never going to play because I am bad at playing video games.
I know, right? Listeners, we're trapped in another fortress. This is a fortress filled, like Ryan said, full of video games, full of summer, full of lots and lots of stuff that we will not all get to because there are a lot.
There's too many.
You know what it's not full of? E3.
No, yeah, I was
Ooh, 'cause
I was wondering, what do we call this? Not E3 2023?
Jeff Keighley murdered E3 2023.
Yeah, because we're in the fortress of basically that.
Summer
Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest.
Summer Games Fest.
Xbox Showcase.
So call it Summer Game Fest. Shouldn't it be Summer Games Fest? Because something about not having the S there feels wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's what
The
it's
S
called.
feels weird.
Really? I like Summer Games Fest. I think it flows. It kind of like dances into that fest.
You could dance your way through it, but I feel like it does not flow. You're kind of forcing the S.
No way.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little
Games
bit.
Fest.
Yeah.
I'm still fighting with Jeff Keighley no matter what because he was mean to E3 on the internet, and I didn't like that.
It was really funny.
This is true.
It was really funny. Yeah, listeners. So we're talking about Summer Games Fest happened this past week, along with all the other major conferences except for Sony because they did it before. So we got Xbox stuff, which means an hour of Starfield stuff, which means Ubisoft did stuff literally earlier today, which was very late in the game. I think Capcom did something that I did not see, not gonna lie, because I think it was very late.
Was Resident Evil 15
Or it's going to, or
another
yeah,
remake
I don't know.
of Resident Evil 4? I don't know.
So we're gonna kind of hit some of the major highlights. Like I was saying earlier, we're not gonna hit everything because there's too damn much. So we're gonna hit major stuff. If we missed your favorite, no, we didn't. So with that, let's start with Summer Game Fest, the actual kickoff, which was kicked off on Thursday with Jeff Keighley. Some of the highlights, not gonna lie, this Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, they went back to a 2D side-scrolly Prince of Persia. It looks
I'm pretty
good.
hyped. I'm pretty hyped for Prince of Persia. I love those games, and this might be one of the 3 games that I play.
Yeah, I was super interested. I think the art style's interesting. Even though it's a little Fortnite-y. That's fine.
bit.
But it looks
Yeah,
like an
little
interesting game.
It
This
looks
game
fun.
is getting torn apart on the internet for some reason. For some reason, there's a lot of discourse around Twitter. I was talking to Alex a little bit about it off air.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe we're just mad because people aren't getting the Prince of Persia remake that they want. Everyone's really mad about this game.
They
Why?
can go somewhere. I don't know why people are hating. This looks like just good, honest video game fun.
I mean, yeah, I don't think this replaced the remake that everyone wants. That like I want that still, but I don't think this replaced it. And even so,
what
this
is the
game
remake
still
everyone
looks
wants? The Sansa time?
yeah, the one that keeps getting delayed into infinite death.
I didn't really know about that.
Yeah,
I'd be
Two
excited
things
for
that'll
it,
never come.
but this looks fun.
That game and Knights of the Old Republic.
right.
Yeah. R.I.P. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I know. I think this looks phenomenal. I think it looks really cool, really dope.
I did watch the trailer a couple of times, trying to tell, because I didn't watch any of this stuff live, but I wasn't sure if this game has the time manipulation that's in most, but not all of the Prince of Persia games.
Right.
I think there is, but it doesn't seem like a huge story beat. Like they didn't really talk about it.
No, yeah.
But in some of the gameplay stuff, he kind of moves really, really fast at a couple points.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all so fast paced that it was kind of hard to tell. So I'm excited to see how that plays into the story, if at all.
Because you got to have some kind of element in the game, right? I mean, side scrollers can only we've played millions of side scrollers at this point, so hopefully they do add something that does like set it different from other games.
It gave me major Strider vibes.
Yeah.
Y'all played the side-scrolling Strider game way back when. Yeah.
Do you guys remember the last Prince of Persia game that came out? It was like cell shaded style.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one was okay.
I liked that one a lot. It was so different, and it was like
Yeah.
only bosses, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
But I don't
yeah.
think that one had any time manipulation in it.
Not that I remember. No.
But hopefully this one does.
Yeah. Yeah.
that's cool.
We'll see. It looks pretty dope. One of the other major things, Mortal Kombat 1, that's where they showed a lot of gameplay and big stuff there. I love the Mortal Kombat franchise. I think the stories are just so fun and ridiculous, and just obviously like with fatalities and everything. And I like how they're continuing from 11. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but obviously it's 1 because it's kind of a reboot, new universe type shit. If you saw it, it's spoiled in there.
It's just so funny how little I care about Mortal Kombat, but how phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't think you would ruin anybody's day if you spoiled the whole series.
True, absolutely.
What is it? Does like the universe end or something?
basically. And then Liu Kang
Wow.
Liu Kang is now like the new Raiden sort of, which is why he's like a
Okay.
god in this
The God of
trailer.
Fire.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was new
Yeah.
for me. I wasn't expecting that.
I like how Raiden is just a dude now. He's just also Asian now. They actually but he's just like
Yeah,
a
they actually made
dude.
him yeah, I don't know. This looks really interesting in the story. I'd love to know what the story ends up being. I don't
Yeah.
want to buy the game to play it to do that because I don't like fighting games. But they tell a good story in these types of games.
This does look like a really fun story.
Yeah, they definitely have they have the top of the line in terms of fighting game stories with this and Injustice. Like they know what the hell they're doing and it's great. Yeah, and just like one of like they show off these what they're calling cameo fighters, which very reminiscent of Marvel versus Capcom, where you can hit a button
Yeah,
and have
right.
another buddy come in and
That's kind
you
of the
know.
only way I can survive a lot of those fighting games.
Mhm.
Throwing in an assistant that no one's gonna expect.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Not very good at fighting games.
Yeah, they did say that they're finally getting Jean-Claude Van Damme as a skin and a voice for Johnny Cage, which is hilarious considering he
Oh
was like the
wow,
inspiration for it. Wait, they wanted him to be in the original Mortal Kombat game, and apparently they've been trying
wow,
for
that's
years
cool.
to do it, and they finally got it. So that's hilarious.
Nice. That's so funny.
Perfect for the reboot.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah, it looks. I'll get it at some point. Probably not day one, but I never get
But it's
them. I'll wait. So
$20.
yeah, yeah. I'll get the super edition or some shit. But yeah, it looks phenomenal. You know what else looks phenomenal, Brian? Sonic Superstars.
Let's
It kind of
fucking
does.
go,
Why is
It
baby!
this
kind of does
game
look great.
look good?
Sonic is up, baby. Sonic is through the moon, baby. Let's fucking
What the
go.
fuck?
Yuji Naka is looking out of his prison jail cell at the TV and seeing this, and he's just a happy man right now. He's just a happy man to see his boy winning. He won't be out for a little bit, but he gets to at least see the boy winning, and I love to
Oh
see that.
no. Oh no.
No, I mean Sonic side-scrolling games have been hitting for a while now. Those have been the ones that usually did really well. So ever since Sonic Mania coming out and doing so
Yeah.
well, and then seeing this game and it actually looks good. Sonic Origins was a little bit of a miss. That was a remake of like 1, 2, 3 and the Game Gear games. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. Of course I'm excited about this. Of course I'm gonna buy it day one.
Is this a remake of anything, or is it a brand new game, more or
It's a
less?
brand new game. It looks like it's kind
That's
of
dope.
taken away from the Sonic the Hedgehog 4 episodes. There's
Mm.
episode 1 and 2 that kind of came out.
Mm,
So it's like taking a little bit from that and maybe a tiny bit from like Generations. There's a
right.
bunch of things kind of
Which I love
modified
Generations.
together.
Generations is actually a really good fucking game.
That was a phenomenal game, yeah.
Yeah, it's made by the team that I believe that made Rayman Legends, so 4-player co-op. So obviously I would imagine they know what the hell they're doing because apparently that game is phenomenal.
That game is really good. Yeah, I like that game a whole lot too. Played it by myself, but I like that game.
Right. Unfortunately, no online co-ops, but cool couch co-op. That's fun. That's always cool.
Oh, nice.
And apparently that this bitch gonna be $70, which is even as good as it looks.
Wow,
That's
that
like,
hurts.
woo,
That is not okay.
woo.
really
I
hurts.
take it back with a day one purchase. Maybe it'll be a day two.
That's,
No, what did I pay for it? I don't even think Sonic Frontiers was $70. It was still 60. So they to make that their first $70 game is a choice.
That's tough.
Damn.
That's tough. I don't know about that one, but yeah, it looks phenomenal. It looks genuinely fun. Other big highlight: Alan Wake 2, which, funny enough, like after watching the gameplay of this game, which I think looks actually like phenomenal, I've remembered I was like, damn, I remember how hype I was for the first Alan Wake, even though I knew I could never play because I didn't have an Xbox. And then I was like, oh, thank God, because they just kind of like, I feel like it just didn't do well, and it was like, meh. It's kind of a meh game.
I thought it did pretty good. I never played it, but I always wanted to.
It felt more like I think a cult classic for a lot of people. I think
Mm.
that people that played it really liked it, but just not
Mhm.
many people played it. I
Mhm.
think the remake was where people really liked it because I think the remake fixed some of the quality of life issues that the game had.
Right. But yeah, after seeing this trailer, I was like, oh, I kind of hyped for this game that I'll never play. It looks good. I really hope this done does well.
This game that
Yeah.
I never played. This one actually
I might
looks
jump
really
into
good.
this one and just skip number 1.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This one gives me a lot of like Silent Hill vibes
Yeah.
compared to the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one. And Silent Hill is a fucky game. That's a game that really messes with your mental when you play it.
Yeah,
So,
that's too scary for me.
yeah, I'm a little baby, but I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to slowly introduce myself to
Trying to
scarier
grow up.
games. Yeah, I did beat Resident Evil 8 after I watched a playthrough of it to make sure there was no scary parts and I at least knew where they were.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But yeah, this game looks really interesting. I'm really interested in this game.
Yeah, I like the concept of using the light, blah blah blah. Like I always thought that was a really cool gameplay mechanic. I just hope they implement it very well, which it looks like they might be. We'll see. Next, shout out to the Lord of the Rings Return of Moria. I just saw that on my list. I forgot to put that in there. That game looks like
Uh,
fucking shit.
I don't understand what are you doing in that game?
It's apparently like a survival crafting game. You're a bunch of dwarves, and I don't know, man. The environments look cool, but those character models look fucking
they look
terrible.
terrible.
It's a
It
weird
looked like they
choice.
stole them from somewhere else. I don't know. The assets look wrong. I thought it was gonna be an indie
The
game.
only
to
thing
be
it has
honest.
going for it is Lord of the Rings, and it really doesn't have anything to do with Lord of the Rings.
Basically,
After the failure that's the Golem game, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know that we need another game like this that uses the assets of Lord of the Rings.
That's tough.
Yeah, they kind of need a win.
That's a tough beat. Yeah.
They just need to remaster the Two Towers video game.
Right.
That
Yeah.
would be dope.
Honestly,
play the hell
if
out of
they
that.
did that tomorrow, I
That
would
would
buy
be
them now.
amazing.
I would do
That'd
that
be fun.
right now. Oh
I
my
don't even like
god.
Lord of the Rings, and I'll play the hell out of that. That game was awesome.
Online drop-in co-op.
Oh, that would be phenomenal. Oh, you gave me false hopes for a thing that doesn't actually exist.
Who's in charge of those games?
I think EA
Not
made
Warner
those
Brothers.
games, so we know that's never gonna
EA,
happen.
if you're listening,
Oh,
here's some good advice.
But yeah,
EA.
I was asking Oscar when I was like watching this. I was like, "Is this the same company that made the Golem game?" And he was like, "No, I don't think so. This is another bad looking game." And I was
Nope.
like, "Oh, none of the studios are getting it right. I don't know what's going on here."
That
today."
means we're gonna
Yes,
get
no.
potentially another bad Lord of the Rings game after this.
I pray to God. I don't know. Maybe they'll be lucky.
maybe,
but I pray to God
who
they
knows?
cancel that because that game got delayed 2 years, 3 years, and it still turned out bad. So I can't even imagine what happens with.
Yikes.
Anyway.
Yikes. I don't know. Yeah, anyways. Speaking of games that may or may not be good, but I don't know what it is about this that looks interesting. This Immortals of Aveum game. We've talked about it before in the past, but this is like the biggest gameplay we've seen.
You know, I was just looking at this because I didn't catch this in my recap video that I watched, but this I don't know. This looks too weird. It's too much.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. It's like weird, but also generic, and I don't know how to explain it.
It is giving me such strong Forspoken vibes. As soon as they brought out the main voice actor and it just looked exactly like him, the character that
Yeah,
he's supposed to play,
yeah.
and he just sounded like just some guy. I
It's
was
first
like,
person Forspoken.
We've already been
Do you
burned
think
with
this is a game you're gonna feel obligated to 100%, Oscar?
Oh, I'm not getting this game. Unless I hear it straight, I'm not getting this
Okay.
game.
Okay, that's good.
I'm with you in that it's like the art style's not bad. Like nothing about it looks
No.
bad. It just doesn't look good. It just looks like something we've seen before, just generic.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I like the weird gameplay with the magic-y stuff. I think there's some cool stuff there, but I don't know, man. There's something even with down to the title. It's like it just reads. It was kind of generic, and I don't know. Yeah, but who knows? Who knows?
First person magic. After playing a lot of Elder Scrolls, that shit usually feels bad.
I was about to say.
So I don't know how they can make that feel better than it does because a lot of it can be movement based when you want to make cool magic. This isn't going to be movement based, so it's going to be not cool magic. It's going to be me looking at a screen and going like this for 3 seconds in front of the screen,
Right,
and then maybe
right.
shooting a fireball.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. And then the finale to the Summer Game Fest, which we'll talk about very briefly after this, our overall feelings on it, because I think people were overhyped the shit out of it, and I think it was just kind of meh. But it did end.
Ooh.
It ended with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which still looks fucking phenomenal. It still looks
Let's go.
incredible.
This is definitely 2 of 3 games that I'll play this year. Well, in the next year.
It was interesting to hype it up, like the way that he talked about it, and the way that he gave us a false sense of it
Yeah.
coming earlier, and then we're like, oh, it's not gonna show it, and he showed at the end. He's like, it's here.
Right.
I would have thought that we were getting. I don't even fucking know what video game we would have been receiving. Grand Theft Auto 6 or something.
Oh, I know. I know.
The way that he was teasing it up, and it was like, no, I'm still excited about this, but I also knew that it was coming. So
Right.
Yeah, kind
right,
of didn't need any kind of promo as long as it comes out. Like I'm gonna
right.
play it. Like
Yeah.
exactly.
there's not really any new information. Like I'll watch the trailer, but I don't really need a trailer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You just told me it's coming out tomorrow.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be amazing.
Though the big piece of new info is that it's apparently going to be 2 discs, which is hilarious. Oh my god.
That's,
Yeah, they really wanted
ridiculous.
people to know that.
that's ridiculously large. Which that makes me wonder if it's 2 discs. How much fucking disk space is going to take on my computer?
2 discs on a PS5.
A
That
lot.
that's ridiculous.
It's going to take up like 500 gigabytes.
Like, oh
Is
my
it
God.
PS5 exclusive? Is it gonna
Yeah.
be on 4?
At least for the time being, yeah.
No way it's going to be on 4.
Motherfuckers.
Absolutely not.
I don't know if I'm gonna play it within the next year, guys.
Right.
I'm still holding on to my PS4 for dear life.
That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
PS4
Fair
games
enough.
are dead. That's done for.
Damn it.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I this did give me the craving to go back and finally play part 1 of the remake that I still
You
have
guys
yet to
gotta.
play.
I know you don't want to play the original game, but that trailer just gave me more reason I feel like to play the original game. They're showing some stuff. They're showing some stuff that looks very interesting. No
Right.
Yeah.
spoilers.
Right.
There's some very interesting looking stuff in there. They're like, huh,
I have been hearing it like that.
that's an
Yeah.
interesting choice.
I need to finish the last 2 hours of the original game, and we need to do an episode about it.
This
One
man
day I
is
will.
the king of always waiting and not playing the very last mission of a video game.
It's true. He's still. I think he has one
Yeah.
mission left in The Witcher 3. He's got that one.
Yeah, this is true.
Did you beat Zelda? You beat Zelda, right?
I did. Yeah, I did. Beat
After
Zelda,
2 years of being on the last mission.
Well, there's so many side quests that I needed to do as many side quests as possible and max out my character before I beat Ganon. And when I finally beat him, fucking cake.
I was about to say,
dude.
you just wiped the floor with
Wiped the
him?
floor
Yeah.
with him. Yeah, he stood no chance. My OP Link.
That's
That's
so funny.
amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, I would love to do at some point an episode on that because I just love Final
Yeah.
Fantasy as a whole. But Seven
Yeah.
definitely has a dear place in my heart.
Yeah. Is there anything else from the actual Summer Game Fest little conference that you guys that we haven't talked about?
Fucking what's his face was there.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage was there. And
Oh,
everyone's
yeah.
like, Nicolas Cage doesn't play video games. It's like Nicolas Cage does a lot of weird shit. Because Nicolas Cage is probably one of the most interesting and weirdest
He's like
people on
DLC
Earth.
for some game.
For Dead by Daylight, a game that I don't even feel like has that big of a following. Like talking about, it's pretty cultish, but we're excited.
I thought he was gonna be a killer, but he's just a survivor. So
He's
he
just
you
a
could just
guy.
run around as him, and yeah, I was like, I would have much preferred that he could be murdering people, but maybe he didn't want to
And
do
his
that. I don't know.
character model
That
didn't
would be
look
pretty funny.
amazing. And you're gonna be looking at the back of his head anyway, so it just looks like any other white guy that you play
Yeah,
against.
it didn't
So
look that great.
And I'm sure it costs some money to play. Yeah.
Is there voice acting in the game as you're playing? I bet
Yeah,
he would
yeah,
have
yeah,
some
yeah.
funny lines.
And he definitely said that. He said it in a very weird way. He said something along the lines of like that will be fused together because I used my actual voice for this. And I was like, fused together? It's a weird thing to say, friend. I don't know what you mean by that. But he just talks in riddles as a whole because he is
Yeah, he's
usually on some kind of painkiller, it feels like.
he's an interesting dude, interesting guy. But
I
hey,
wonder if he's still bankrupt, and that's why he had to do this.
that's why he had to do this video game.
He had to get trying to get a little bit extra money to pay off that IRS,
Yeah.
bro. You can't do it.
All right, then with that, moving on to the Xbox conference / Starfield Direct, which we'll talk about Starfield in a second. This I thought, as I watched it, like I said off the podcast at 2.0 speed, pretty good, honestly. Like I think Sony teed them up perfectly by how bad theirs was last week or whatever. And
I think
yeah.
even if they didn't do amazing, they did better than Sony.
Yes.
And right now, that's kind of what they need. They need
Yeah.
to do just a little bit better than Sony to start selling some fucking Xboxes.
Right. Let's start with the big one from the top, Fable, which
Makes me want to go out and buy myself an Xbox. I love Fable games. Played a couple of them when I had a 360, and man, they're just so much fun. This one looks great.
I was telling Alex off air. We all remember my autosave issue when I decided to. I was being a good person. I was being a good landlord. I was being a good queen. I was helping out all my people.
everyone.
But I just want to have a little bit of fun, so I murdered everybody in my town, and then the game immediately autosaved.
Killed
And I
everybody.
immediately became a serial killer
Grew
in
horns
my
overnight.
save of the game, and I was pretty close to the end of the game. This was like right before the last mission, actually.
He
Probably
just
that I did this.
ruined it.
I just want to have a little fun, and apparently you
Just
can't
want to have a
fun
little
without
fun and
autosave.
kill everybody.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was so funny.
Oh man, I know I should just been fucking raising their taxes and everything instead.
Oh god.
But yes, I love Fable. I have a very, very long history with Fable. I've played since Fable 1. That was one of the first games I bought on Xbox.
Nice.
So I'm excited that they're bringing this back. Completely new studio. I don't know if anyone from Lionhead Studios is on this dev team.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
I remember maybe like 10 years ago or so, there was a new Fable game getting announced. And it was like,
It was like a co-op dungeon crawler.
it was like, yeah, co-op. It was like like true D&D, like table board kind of, where you had like a fifth player was the dungeon master who was setting up traps and stuff. And then 4 people playing co-op.
Did really, really poorly.
Did it come out?
It came out, and I think it became like an Xbox Store kind of game, so I don't think it was full price.
Oh,
and then
wow.
I think that it just simmered and failed. If it even came out, I think it came out though. I don't think it did.
I
well.
didn't know it came out. It sounds like a cool idea in theory. I never got
Yeah.
to play it, obviously, but
There's Divinity Original Sin 2 actually did that as well, and it does it
oh really?
way better. Just
What
as
for
a
their
Oh.
favor.
multiplayer or?
Yeah, there's multiplayer for the game, and then also you can also
Oh,
do you can make your own campaigns as well. So have someone can like set up a whole storyline for you and stuff, and then all your friends can play like that. And I think that's super cool. I haven't done it, but I did see people play it, and it looks really interesting.
Hmm.
It's probably where they got it from. The Divinity Original Sin, I think, actually used to work with some of the Fable games for a little bit. Larian Studios, I believe it's called.
oh, interesting.
But I don't know. Anyway, that was a little tangent of me being a fucking whatever.
Yeah, no, I know literally nothing about the Fable franchise except Brian's
Boo.
murder spree. But I know that it's like a big like Xbox staple, so I'm glad to see it back finally. Yeah, the little CG trailer looked interesting. Looked pretty cool.
I think that's the guy from IT Crowd, the guy that was narrating the beginning.
Yeah.
Which IT
Yeah.
Crowd, people love that show. I think it's a terrible show. Not funny at all. But he seems like an interesting guy, so I like to see him get work. So
Yeah. Pretty cool.
good for
Pretty
you, bro.
cool. Another big one. Star Wars Outlaws, which this kind of bleeds into the Ubisoft conference a little bit because that's where they actually showed more gameplay and stuff. Looks kind of fun, not gonna lie. I mean,
I'm pretty
the thing
excited.
is, it might end up playing just like a Ubisoft game, so it's gonna be a big map with a bunch of icons on it,
I was
maybe.
telling Brian, I know 100% there's going to be a dozen outposts that you're going to have to reclaim,
Yeah.
and I am not mad about it. I will get those damn outposts. I will climb the highest tower and unlock a piece of the map,
Yeah.
and I can't wait.
I was incredibly excited for this game until I just learned that it's a Ubisoft game. And now
Oh, you just
Right.
learned?
I'm really nervous. I mean, I learned it when you were talking about it with the outposts and stuff, and then I was like,
Oh, shit. I feel
oh
like
no.
the whole world's been waiting for the quote Ubisoft Star Wars game for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Now,
No,
why
honestly,
would they do
yeah.
that? Why would they be excited for that?
Because it's not EA.
I don't
Because it's
know.
anything that EA
honestly.
did with Star Wars was
Yeah,
you know?
I'm glad they are changing that though, because I do think that the best creativity is letting a lot of people touch the property. I just wish they didn't
Exactly.
start with Ubisoft.
That's fair.
They're all the same
That's fair.
fucking game, bro.
Oh,
If
yeah,
I want to play
definitely.
Collectathon, I'll play Spyro the
Yep.
Dragon. I don't want to play fucking Assassin's Creed 37.
So, yeah, but this
Like-
is Star Wars Assassin's Creed. You know?
Yeah, that I'm a little worried about that then, because they do just make the most generic AAA games, open world,
It's gonna be a
Collectathon.
third person action adventure,
Yep.
man.
Well, everybody had 3+ years to prepare themselves for this moment, so I guess you're kind of just finding out. So that really sucks.
I need an extra 3 years to
Yeah.
upset myself some more. I gotta get through my emotions.
You gotta
I'm still in
lower,
the denial
lower the bar
phase.
a tiny bit.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm excited. I think the title's kind of lame, but whatever. But
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like if the story is there, yeah, I think I'll have fun
The
with it. 'Cause
cutscenes look fun.
obviously,
Like
I'm-
the acting and the performance.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a good. Like it looks like a great film or a TV series about Star Wars, and the fact that we get to just live
Absolutely.
in it and play it and be involved in it sounds really exciting.
I think it's a little
Right.
bit closer to like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or something like that, where they kind of went almost more of a BioWare route with it, and less of a just straight line story. I think that's what will really change my mind. I don't know. I could be there might already be information about this and I just don't know it. But that's what I'm kind of hoping it's going towards. More of like a
I'm the opposite. I don't want that at all. I want a
Really?
straight line
you want
story.
a straight line story.
I don't want a 200-hour Star Wars
Oh,
game.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
need
I
it to be
don't.
too-
I don't.
I don't need it to be 200 hours. I just need it to be like it does a little bit more and gives me a little bit more creativity with my character.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
What I
see,
can
see,
do,
Yeah.
maybe even have some dialogue options. If it's not, that's whatever. But I kind of like, yeah, are there going to be
Right.
romantic situations? Would it be like Jedi Survivor? Can I change the way my character looks a little bit? Stuff like that. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. It looks fun though. We'll see. We'll see.
Love Star Wars.
Yeah. Next up, Brian, you brought this one up because I did end up catching this one. This South of Midnight little CG trailer. There's no gameplay, but it's an interest. It looks like it could be an interesting vibe. You know?
Yeah, it's giving me, unfortunately, and fortunately, it's giving me a similar art style to like Redfall that recently came out of Xbox. That was
Oh,
atrocious, a terrible game. But it did kind of have that dark kind of cartoony vibe to it, and this one is going kind of the same way. It looks very Louisiana like it's taking definitely from some New Orleans kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
It's just a CG trailer. It's shown. It looks like it has things to do with magic and monsters. It shows looks like what's a black character talking to another character, a black female character, which we have a black
Yeah.
female lead in a video game. Love some diversity. I'm always
Pretty
going to
dope.
vibe for that.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in this. I have no idea what it's going to be about. All I know is they say it's a third-person action adventure game. It's made by Compulsion Games. I don't know what they've made. I haven't looked into them very hard.
I can't
Yes,
remember.
I can't
Yeah.
tell you if they have like a good track record or not.
Well, I think they're a newly acquired studio from Microsoft. I think they recently acquired them. They're one of the ones.
Oh, so they're actually ex Arcane Studios, which that explains the Redfall look
There you
to it.
go. Yeah.
Ah.
There you go.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah. There you go.
That now I have some things to think about. No,
Right.
we'll see what happens there.
We'll see. Hellblade 2. I know that's a big one for a lot of people. I still don't know what the fuck this game is.
A lot of people are telling me about the first Hellblade game. I've been hearing about it for a long time. Apparently,
It's on Game
amazing.
Pass.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to play it, but I never knew it existed. Maybe it's an Xbox One game, so I never knew it existed then. So I want to play it, but I just don't know what the fuck it's about. So I can't tell when I'm in the mood to play it because I don't know what it is.
I feel like you should just check it out without any knowledge about
Expectation
it.
or
You know,
what it is, yeah.
Right.
It's fun to do that with movies sometimes, and I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever done that with a game. But I have heard that it's good. I've heard the story explained to me a couple of times, and it's very confusing. But I think you should just go for it. Man. If it's on Game Pass, just fucking get it.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
visually beautiful. Like aesthetically, the game is very interesting.
Oh,
looking.
yeah.
It's definitely taking the Xbox to its strongest set. So
Who knows? I'm just very confused.
we
by
saw
it.
more of the same. Just a giant human look like Attack on Titan coming out trying to fight the lady, and I was like, okay.
Right. Interesting stuff. Speaking of interesting stuff, Keanu Reeves is back. He's back for some more Cyberpunk 2077.
Every single
Yay.
time I see Keanu Reeves on screen, he seems like someone that has never acted a day in his fucking life. That man talks like someone that has been on TV for his first time ever. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I
Like,
feel like he talks like he's a caricature of Keanu Reeves now.
did he die and like there's other robot of him or what's going on there? Because like that is not a man that like went to theater school. Like what's going on there?
It's really weird. He's just I think he really just like he's bought into his own character. Like
got
that's what he is now.
Cyberpunk. I was like, okay, this sounds
But
like a
he's-
guy that
but it's the-
developed
it's the best,
Cyberpunk
though.
that's never been on screen before
Right.
and just got some lines fed to him. Like that does not look like
Yeah.
the Keanu Reeves of Constantine, a fucking Matrix. Like what is happening here?
But yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, that Phantom Liberty DLC with Idris Elba. It showed a cool trailer. I really wish I got into this game. I just I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for people to tell me that it's good.
I think I would really like it, but I am just
Yeah.
too cheap to buy it for. It's like on sale right now for like $30, and I know that I'll probably never find
Yeah.
a better deal now that the DLC is coming out. But like, that game was breaking people's consoles. I don't want to spend money on a game that
Yeah,
was doing that.
I don't want it to break my thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
even recommend
that's
you get it.
No,
Alex.
Alex, you definitely can't get it, Alex. It will absolutely destroy your PlayStation
Oh
4.
gosh.
But yeah, I mean, depending on how this DLC comes out, and if they put it like in a package and it's also on sale, that maybe then I'll get it.
How much is it gonna call? I think the DLC is gonna be a lot. I think the DLC is gonna be like $30. When is it coming out though? People were
Yeah,
complaining
apparently
about
it's
the
gonna be pretty
price.
expensive. Yeah.
September 26th. So in the next couple of months, I'm gonna buy this game and I'm gonna try it. And if I really
Nice.
like it,
Yeah?
I'm gonna tell people that I actually like it. So I did hear that it
Okay.
improved considerably from what it came out as,
Right.
except for on PlayStation 4. It is the same and will still
That
destroy your
sucks.
PlayStation.
Damn. Whatever.
And then after the Xbox little thing, they followed immediately by a huge chunk of a deep dive into Starfield. Fucking Xbox's coup de grace, the fucking everything, the alpha, the omega, the thing that will save Microsoft
They're
is this
going all
this
in on this
fucking
game.
game. And not gonna lie, I got more hope now.
This
Looks pretty
was
fun.
amazing. This will either set the precedent for announcing big games or ruin Xbox for potentially ever.
Yeah.
One of the two. Because you either hyped up people for the biggest product to fail ever, or you just really
Right.
sold your game.
I feel like as long as it's 80% playable, it's gonna be a
Oh, damn.
success.
Alex, it is a Bethesda game. 80% is the top
Yeah.
that they can get to.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah,
what
they
I'm saying.
can't get to 100.
You can't really
Yeah.
get 90%. Like it's gonna have bugs.
No.
It's gonna crash.
Oh yeah.
But if you can
Yep.
play like 80% of the time without being frustrated by not being able to play physically, I think it'll win. Like
Mhm.
looking at it, it doesn't
Right.
look like it's going to not be fun, B, not be like encapsulating. Like it looks like a good video game, but it's gonna be a buggy mess. It's just a matter of how
Oh
buggy.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just saying, take advantage of your item duplication glitch before the first patch comes out. Just it's
Yeah.
gonna have one.
Exactly.
It,
Yeah.
every
Oh yeah.
every Bethesda game always does. It's gonna have one. So I'm just saying, as soon as you see that shit pop up, run that money, get all the credits
Run
you
it.
can, because they're gonna patch it within a week,
Yeah.
and that's gonna suck. So
Yep.
just letting you know.
Yeah, because like I think the last time they showed this game with gameplay, I think most of us were pretty underwhelmed by the look of it and everything. Some of these character models still have Bethesda face where they're a little stiff,
Yeah,
but this honestly, this deep dive, like it looks
it
fun.
looks pretty
Like
fun.
it looks like this is gonna be pretty good. Like it looks like okay, maybe delaying it a year was good.
Yeah, I was initially pretty lukewarm about this game. I love sci-fi games. I love
Mhm.
immersive sci-fi games, but like it had that Bethesda. Fallout 4 was not very good. And it was at first looking a lot like that game, and that was a little nervous. That made me a little nervous at least. But now seeing this
Mhm.
1 hour thing, this really got me like I'm feeling interested. Right now, my
Yeah.
big pain point is probably the character creator. It looks a little lacking to me. And I think that's just because
You're
Bethesda
just gonna
makes
slap a helmet on.
I always
Right, I know.
helmet off, baby, all the time. I want to see what my
Oh, you
motherfucker
turn,
looks
yeah,
like.
you turn it
In
off.
Skyrim, I will take extra damage just to show my face. I don't give a fuck. Even though I'm playing first person, so it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's something so ugly about Bethesda's art style. Not to be disrespectful to
It
them,
really
but that has
it
never been
really
their
is.
strong suit. It wasn't the strong suit of Rockstar for a long time. Grand Theft Auto were not good looking until 5, and Red
God,
Dead
Grand
Redemption
Theft
2.
Auto the Grand Theft Auto used to be so butt ugly, dude. Oh my
They used to be
god.
atrociously looking games. So that's never been like their big. And I mean, a lot of that comes because of
Right.
the open world and the way they do it. They have to, something has to be
Yeah.
sacrificed. But yeah, outside of that, I don't know, man. Pirating ships, stealing sandwiches. I'm gonna be the biggest fucking space asshole in the universe, and I can be because the game allows me
Right.
to, and that's really interesting to me.
And it looks like they tease at the end, like you get are you gonna get some special powers? You're gonna become like a
Oh yeah,
force user or some
yeah, yeah.
shit?
That
Oh,
was
word.
that was something. I care less about that, but also that's a pretty Bethesda thing as well. That you always got to be the most important person
Right.
ever, and also the captain of every single storyline you finish.
Yeah.
I had more accolades
You're
than a
gonna be
fucking
space
doctor by
Jesus, you're
the
gonna
end
be a
of.
pirate. Yeah. I do wonder, I guess obviously the biggest thing still for me, because they showed a lot of like deep dive on the gameplay. But the biggest question for me after this would be, is this story gonna be cool? Are these thousands of planets going to be interesting that they say? Everything else, I believe the gameplay is probably gonna be super fun, all this other stuff, but it's like, what about these other things? You
Games
know? So
that have stories about exploration tend to be so fucking boring.
Well,
The story
there's like
wise,
some artifacts or something in like an ancient civilization.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
But
Mass Effect
there's gonna be.
Andromeda
I
did
feel like
that.
there's gonna be so many like great side quests that
Yeah,
it's gonna be
and that could be
captivating.
the saving
And I
grace.
guess that's kind of the thing as well. I don't think that Bethesda's main story is usually the big draw. The
Right.
Skyrim's main story is pretty
Right.
garbage. Oblivion's main story wasn't that bad, but it gets bad towards the end. I guess I shouldn't care about the main story so much. I just care about everything overarching from that, and I'll probably have a really good time because I do know at least Skyrim told some really, really interesting stories. Fallout New Vegas tells some really interesting stories on the side for no reason. Funnily enough, Alex, we were talking a little bit about Oblivion and about how ugly those faces were back in the day. That guy that they showed, I don't know if you were able to see it, Oscar, but the guy that they showed that was the big fan when they were showing the little perks that you can get. One of the perks you can get is that you're famous, and then you have a big fan that follows you around. That is taken directly
Oh, I missed
from.
that.
That's an Easter egg taken directly from Oblivion. They remodeled him and everything. But there was a if you beat the whole arena in Oblivion, this guy just comes up to you and is just like, "Oh my god, I'm your biggest fan. I can't believe I get to breathe the same air as you. I love you." And they brought him back, and he follows you around everywhere. And when he dies, he comes back. He's super fucking annoying. It's the worst thing ever.
Oh my god.
He's so fucking annoying. So the fact that they brought him back as an Easter egg to
What?
show you in
That's hilarious.
Starfield, and they actually remodeled and everything was super funny to me. I don't know how many people caught that, but I thought
That's
that was super
funny.
cool.
That's dope.
No, I definitely didn't catch that. No, that's really good. That's really funny. I think that is one of Bethesda's things that they do well are those little tiny things that they do that and tiny story beats like that. I think they do pretty well.
For
You know?
sure, for sure. I'm excited. I'm cautiously excited because Redfall was another game that was supposed to be like their ace in the hole, and that shit was actual garbage. I
Oof.
wouldn't wish my own enemy to pay $70 to play that game.
I think given how delayed and how I would imagine Microsoft is just giving Bethesda whatever the fuck they want at this point. Um, and look, even the worst Bethesda game is still a decent game for
Right.
the most part. So we'll see. I think this game's gonna is gonna make so much money. This game is going just off hype. I think, especially after this. I think this was a huge success.
Mm.
I think this game is going to make so
What's
much fucking
crazy
money.
about it, this game, like every other one of the games we've been talking about, are day one on Game Pass. You technically don't have to purchase this game with
Oh,
real
what?
money
That's
if
a
you
good
don't
point.
want to. You can
Maybe
get it
it
5
won't
days
make
early,
money.
and you get the collector's edition. Yeah, so I don't know what Microsoft is doing with this to
That's
make any money
insane.
with anything. Yeah, isn't that insane?
What?
The only reason I played Redfall is
Yeah.
because I didn't have to pay
This
money
Game
for it.
Pass thing is really starting to piss me off. I think I made a mistake doubling down on PlayStation 4. I mean, I guess I could get the new Xbox, but damn, interesting.
I'm just saying. I mean, listen, having a piece like a PC and a PlayStation seems to be like the best combination right now because so many of these games come out on
Right.
PC as well.
Brian, I got a really expensive MacBook though,
I mean, I don't know what's
Well,
going on inside
and I
that
want
Mac.
to
I don't
play
know.
You're
Spider-Man.
fucked. Yeah.
You might be fucked, but yeah, I don't know. Game Pass is a really, really good deal, and I doubt they're making any money from it, but I do love that they're doing it because it allows me to do things like play Starfield day one, allegedly.
I do not understand how this is possible.
There is a pain point, though. We do have to talk about the one pain point. This game has been confirmed to be coming out at 4K, 30 FPS, and 1440p, 30 FPS for the Xbox Series S. So the X can play it at 4K, still 30 frames, and then the Xbox Series S can play it at 1440 at 30 frames.
Huh.
1430.
1440p?
That's not even 1080.
It's over 1080, so that's a little bit over 1080. That's like right
Oh,
between.
whoops. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
That's weird. That's a weird
It's not
number,
even
though.
1080. Like, I hope it's better than the. Yeah, so it's like fidelity, it'll look good, but frame wise, it's gonna be a little rough. As someone that's played on PC for so long, I'm still gonna be able to get 60 frames, which that's great for me. But apparently they said it was a creative decision and not a decision on the actual ability of the game or the ability of the console. That's a weird creative decision. I don't know. A lot of people, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people don't care, and a lot of people do care. So it's a little tough to figure out what's real or not, I guess. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm playing
Yeah.
Halo in
I don't know.
240 frames a second. Like, I'm playing well over 60 frames at this point. So I think going back to 30 frames for me would probably be pretty jarring because of the way that it feels. I don't know. That could bother
Right.
people.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
To be adjacent, the most recent Pokemon was playing at about like 15 or 20. So anything is better than that. Legend of Zelda
Yeah,
plays at 30
yeah.
frames per second, maybe. If you have the OLED,
Right,
maybe.
right. Yeah. That's interesting. I know. I don't know when we'll get to that point where 60 is the standard. I don't know. I
It's
don't know.
crazy it's
I
taking this
thought it was
long.
this generation, but
Yeah.
clearly not.
Right. I think it's crazy. 4K is really tough, it seems like, for a lot of people to get to. 1440 at 60 frames seems to be like the sweet spot that we want to be hitting right now.
Right.
And I don't know why we're not consistently hitting it. It's really weird.
Alrighty. That was Xbox. Was there anything that we didn't talk about that either one of you wanted to bring up before we moved on to the last?
They did not. I'm sorry. I came in real hot there. They did not show a single thing about Halo at the Xbox conference.
That's because Halo's dead, Brian.
There is a new
You
season
wanted
of
some
Halo
more
coming
Halo?
out in literally 1 week. 1
What?
week. There's a new season of Halo Infinite, and they did not even show the trailer. They showed the trailer at DreamHack, which was a couple of weeks ago. But DreamHack's not a main thing that people are saying. They need to remind people that this game fucking exists. And I don't know why they didn't do that. That is such a misstep on their part. So I'm really disappointed in Microsoft on that flub, considering they can still consider Halo one of their flagship titles.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe they didn't want to add it. They were just, I don't know. They're like, well, let's just stick with Starfield.
people already know it's coming.
343 Lily just they cut half their staff. Like half their staff is gone. They have a hiring freeze right now, so they are struggling. They are struggling.
Well, there you go. They couldn't afford the
Yeah.
press. They couldn't afford to get in there, probably.
But they have a trailer. They have a trailer. Just show the trailer. They have one. They showed a
Yeah.
Honkai Star Rail trailer, and all that was adding 2 new characters. They showed that trailer. Like, that's all.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll send out our best wishes that a Halo comeback comes back at some point. It's in the future. And then let's finish off with this Ubisoft conference. Just 2 things, really. Mainly one, because I've been waiting for this. And after watching it, I'm like, oh. Is this Avatar Frontiers of Pandora game, which I was very excited about.
I feel like the hype train has left the building.
It did. After watching the gameplay, I was like,
It's
meh.
pretty. Like, aesthetically, it's nice. The art direction looks good. The game itself looks fucking. It's just Far Cry with Avatar.
And literally, yeah, it's Far Cry Pandora. Yeah. And I've never played Far Cry. I know people love those fucking games. It was just never my flavor. So I'm a bit disappointed.
It's a
but
Ubisoft game.
hey.
It'll be fun for about 3 hours, and then it becomes
Exactly.
just a chore. Like, that's unfortunately.
Yeah. Honestly, like I think the art style looks good, but as far as like fidelity wise, I don't think compared to the movies, it doesn't look as good.
That's unfair.
Which is hilarious.
That's unfair.
It's just so funny to think about. It's like, damn, they couldn't make the same kind of cartoon look as good as the other cartoon.
It doesn't look like this game uses ray tracing, which I find interesting for their lighting. Some of the parts do.
That's what I'm saying. It's just something.
Sometimes the lighting looks really
I don't know.
not good, and I'm not sure why.
It seems like it should have came out like 4 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah, a bit,
Damn.
a little bit, maybe, but
It probably was supposed to.
we'll see. It's coming out this December.
Oh,
I
the
know.
movie. The movie comes out this December too.
Wait, what movie? Another
The
Does
third
it?
movie.
No,
yeah.
it doesn't. The next one?
another Avatar movie?
It's
Is it
maybe
really?
it's next year. It comes out December.
I think it might be next year. It might be 2024.
Is there a trailer for this new Avatar movie? I feel like
No, I know it's coming out really soon. It's coming out the exact same time that the Sonic movie's coming out. So it must be
Yeah.
2024. Come out
What
the
the
same day
hell?
though. Okay, so they got a whole year between this and that. I was about to say.
The Way of the Water just hit Disney Plus. I think I'm gonna watch it when I get back in town.
You should.
Yeah, I can finally watch it
should.
now. Even though it's not gonna be as good as watching it on.
It
Yeah, I
won't,
know.
but-
I never got a chance to see it in theaters.
I just needed an intermission. I can't watch 3 hours and 45 minutes of a movie.
Fair enough. I watched it 3 times. Anyways, moving on.
To fill in the gaps for all the pee breaks.
Yeah. And they just showed off more, like we talked about, Star Wars Outlaw stuff and some Assassin's Creed Mirage stuff, which, again, I'm excited for this one if they're going back to OG Assassin's Creed roots, but it is more just Assassin's Creed.
It looks
so
grounded.
It is what it is.
But it also does not
Yeah.
look very good.
I don't know why some of these, I don't know why.
Like, yeah, and I mean, like visually, it just doesn't look that amazing.
Yeah.
We're pretty far through the life cycle of these consoles now, so I'm actually surprised that the games haven't really gotten. I know that the exponential rise is gone now, so we're that much like set. But Unreal 5 came out recently, so we got a new engine that's so good looking. So I'm surprised that we're not using it
Right.
to its fullest yet. I guess.
It's pretty weird, but yeah, there it is, listeners. I think unless you guys have any last minute games that we missed completely or something, that was kind of the past 5-ish days of so much gaming news. It's very exciting. There's cool stuff, but we'll see what the future holds.
Shout out to Xbox.
Shout out to Xbox. You did it. You cleaned up. Shall we now move into our final segment of the week, guys, very quickly,
Here we go.
which we like to call Free for All, title pending. This is a segment, listeners, where we can kind of do whatever we want. We talk about our life, talk about anything, a book, what we did for the day, take a nap, which I am going to bed immediately after this. It's Free for All. I will very quickly go first. Last week or a week and a half ago, I saw a very terrible, scary movie called The Boogeyman.
Oh, I've never heard of that before.
It fucking sucked. It was fun because I saw it with some people at a very late hour where there was probably like 10 to 12 people in the theater, and it was like a Sunday night, so everyone was in the same vibe in terms of we all just shit on this movie out loud as it was happening. So it was like the best kind of scary movie to watch, It had do you guys remember Little Leia from the Obi-Wan series?
Oh, yeah.
She was in it. So shout out to her for getting another job.
good for her,
But yeah.
It wasn't good?
Oh no, it's really bad. I will tell you right now, though, minor spoiler for that movie, but who cares? I laughed out loud. There is a scene. The whole concept of the movie is that there's a monster that's kind of haunting this family, and they're trying to figure out if it's a real monster or is it this little girl is just a little girl and scared of, how kids are. But there is a moment in this movie where a little girl's playing like PlayStation, and you see the monster creeping up on her, and there's obviously a jump scare, but the funniest bit was the monster straight up yeets this little girl through the flat screen TV.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
it looked ridiculous,
shit.
and I couldn't believe they did it. It was absolute lunacy.
You're selling this movie to me. You said this movie is terrible. That sounds awesome.
It was so ridiculous. I was like, did they just chuck a kid at a TV? This is crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's not very good, and but it was a fun watch. I'll give it that. It was a fun watch.
Okay.
I wouldn't
Sounds
go to the
fun.
movies to see it. I wouldn't pay money for it. But if it's on Netflix and you're bored and have a couple beers with some friends or something or drinks,
That's
yeah,
fair.
you
That's
know.
fair.
And as usual, shout out to God or Ragnarok. All right, that's me.
Word up. All right, well, I'll go next. It's been like I said, at least a couple of minutes since the last time I was on. But I have a new life update for everybody.
Ooh.
It was a few weeks ago now, on the May 25th. My daughter had her first year birthday.
A whole year.
Yeah.
A whole year old. She is walking, basically running around. She's got a few words under her belt. She's amazing. She's the smartest little person I've ever met. And yeah, we had a great time celebrating her. We had like a little birthday party in the park with a bunch of friends and a dozen babies that are in the neighborhood. So it was a wonderful time. Some family came in to visit, and yeah, it was just a great time to just celebrate a whole year. It was a magical time for me and my wife, and there was a lot of tears of joy. And it's kind of hard to believe that it's only been a year. It's like it feels like it's gone by fast, and other times it feels like it's gone by slow, and it's hard to imagine life before being a parent. It's
Right.
really wild, but it's
That's
very
awesome.
exciting being able to say that she's 1 year old. It's super cool.
Are you saying 1 year? Or are you saying 12 months?
1 year.
You don't like the
Wait,
And
15
then
months?
a couple of weeks, I'll probably say 1 year and 1 month. Maybe I'll say 13 months. I don't know.
No.
Haven't decided yet.
Listen,
maybe it'll be a
there's
mix.
different developmental stages between 15 months
Yeah.
and 12 months. That's
True.
why they
This
say
is
it
true.
allegedly.
This is true.
But after 2 years, you
15
gotta.
months makes
He
sense.
said allegedly.
think I'll say, like, 1 year and 4 months. That's a mouthful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's too much. That's like people that say quarter to 9.
I never did the weeks though. That was just too much brain power. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. I
Yeah,
can't.
no,
I
that's
don't know.
fair. That's fair.
But yeah,
Love for
That's
that.
awesome though, man.
very very fun.
Happy birthday to her.
Yeah, I had a baby of my own. My baby is Diablo 4.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
We're
Oh,
waiting
shit.
for the punchline.
I don't know. I couldn't. There was no
Yeah.
segue here. I can't talk about after a whole child
Brian
being
had
a
a
year
demon
old
baby.
now. All I got was a video game. Yeah, I've been playing Diablo 4
Oh,
as
boy.
of like yesterday. I like just bought it because I really did not want to spend. This game is $70. This game is $70 fucking dollars. Plus, there's a season pass. But I have
Is it not a
bought.
Game Pass game? I guess it's not, is it?
Not yet, because fucking everybody wants to be shitty and wait too long to let this monopoly go through. Let the man let the men capitalize. I don't give a fuck anymore. Jeff Bezos did it. God, let me have my Game Pass games. But yeah, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't have a bunch of friends that are playing it. But a bunch of people are playing it, so I figured I'll scrap up the coins for this one time, and I'm having fun. I mean, it's fun. It's a game about death and gore and hell and heaven, and it's real bummer time, but in an interesting way. I haven't really played through a heavy amount of Diablo games. I played Diablo 2 on a private server in college, and then I played Diablo 3 a little bit with you guys in college, and that was about the extent of my
Good
Diablo.
times.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a Diablo.
What
forgot
class are you
about that.
playing as right now?
Currently I'm playing as a sorcerer.
Ooh,
Yeah.
boy.
Wow, you went
let's
sorcerer?
get it.
Oh,
I knew
wow.
Alex would like that. Yeah. I was doing Necromancer. I played the beta a little bit. And I was playing Necromancer then, but it was really undertuned, and I was not having fun. So I decided to play Sorcerer because all my friends were playing different stuff. I was going to play Druid because that sounded cool. I want to
Yeah,
be
you
fair.
you're usually like a roguey kind of person, right?
Yeah, there's a rogue in the game. I didn't play a rogue.
Wow.
So I'm playing a Sorcerer, and she's pretty cool. I was playing as a dude, but he was too ugly and it was pissing me off, so I got a cool black woman.
So you started over?
Yeah, I did my classic. I started over. I actually didn't play. I just started playing yesterday. I played for like maybe 30, 45 minutes.
Okay, I was about to say, how far did you get before you changed?
Yeah, no, it wasn't very far at all. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's ever played an ARPG before, an action RPG, it's just more of that. It's all about the loot grind, the getting levels, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, so far I'm having a good time, and we'll see what happens at the end. If I'll play this game for more than 2 weeks.
Nice.
Are you gonna be like that sad hardcore player who lost his 100 person because he got an internet connection? Some shit, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The way my cats press the power button on my PC all the fucking time, I'm not even gonna waste my time attempting some bullshit like that so that I can hate my life more. I don't have time to just go back to level 1 because I died for some dumb nonsense. Yeah,
That's so funny.
Yeah, that must have been his own fault. Like, did he not save his game, or what happened?
Oh,
with it?
so you don't save your game. This is an online game, so there's no saving your game.
Oh,
So
interesting.
if you lose
Yeah.
internet connection or something stupid happens, you will lose. And they're doing this funny thing where they're now tweeting out if you show your death on Twitter, they can get some people get Megan Fox actually narrates your death. Yeah, Megan Fox. They got Megan Fox to do this. So if someone died in a really
what do you
stupid way,
mean narrate your death though?
so
Like,
if you died in the hardcore server and you have like a clip of it, she will then quote tweet your clip and then narrate it in like this dark, spooky outfit about how you died and how
what
much of a
the
loser
fuck?
you are. And that's what she's been doing over the past
Wow.
couple weeks now.
Yeah, I want that job.
Wow.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
They paid big money for this game. They've made big money for this game. They've already made like over $600 million.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Damn. Well, I hope you get her to talk about how your sorcerer dies. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
I
fun.
ain't dying. I don't want Megan Fox to talk about me. I ain't dying. Hello. I'll probably die within the next 30
no,
minutes.
Brian, knowing you're not gonna die. It's absolutely gonna be like your cat's gonna turn the power off right before the last boss or
Yeah.
some shit, and then it's gonna lose it all.
That'll probably be what happens. Let's be
That's your
completely
MO. That's awesome though. You have to tell us how your journey continues to go with
Yeah.
that game though.
for sure.
Yeah. All right, listeners, that is our show. We did it once again somehow. You can email us at thefortress7@gmail.com, Fortress spelled F-O-U-R. Feel free to email us any questions, feedback, recommendations, or anything like that. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at The Fortress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Follow the 3 R's like a beautiful Bollywood movie. Rate, review, and recommend us to everyone and anyone you know. Thank you, Jackie, for helping edit the podcast every week. Thank you, Brian, for the art. Thank you, Alex, for the music. And Devin, thank you for being here, even when you're not here. You can find Brian on Instagram at ITZ_by the way, Alex at Peterson Films. Devin, you can find him at I'm stealing Brian's joke. Where in the world is Devin San Diego? Because we don't know
Where
where
is Devin?
we don't know where he
He
is.
didn't
I don't
even let us know.
what side of the country he's on most of the time.
I don't know if he knows, to be completely honest with
I
you.
don't know if he knows. But he'll be here again one day. We'll know. Next week, listeners, it's finally time. It's time to see what the hype is with The Flash. Will this be the movie of the year? Who knows?
Probably
Who
not.
knows? Probably not, but we'll see.
It might be fun.
This is the equivalent of Starfield for movies of this year, where it's like,
Yeah.
what, it's got to go. It's got one or the other. It won't. There's no middle ground.
I heard too many good things, and then I saw one of those fucking battle clips, and I was like, this does not look like what people are talking about right now. What is going on here?
Uh-oh. Let's find out, though. All right, as usual, happy holidays, and put a code on its code out there.
We're just going to let the sound ride through of the Latino woman talking to
The
your
people in the
microphone.
background of that. All right, listeners. We'll see you here next week in another episode in the Fortress of...
Yeah, sorry, Jackie, for the audio editing. I'm gonna cut here in a second, but yeah, I'm in a hotel lobby, and yeah, it's been rough. So, cheers. All right, bye, Jackie.